Highlights, a special edition of Humber News. I'm Jordan Burton.
And I'm Rebecca Hamill. We've gathered some of the best news and entertainment stories produced by second-year broadcast students this semester. Jordan has our top story on the Toronto International Bike Show.
Thanks, Rebecca. Now that spring is in the air, a lot of you may want to trade in your winter tires for bike tires. The International Bike Show was the perfect place to do that. The event included many exhibitors and showcased what this year's bike season has to offer. Humber News' Ryan Poirier went to check it out.
With spring approaching, bike companies have begun to showcase their products starting at the Toronto International Bicycle Show. The three-day event at the exhibition place gave cyclists and businesses the opportunity to compare and sell products, all of which target cyclists in the GTA and beyond. Over 150 exhibitors gathered at the event to showcase products to hundreds of people. Some of the products on display included helmets, bike wheels, various types of bikes, and more. Mark Roberts is a salesman for Blade Carbon Wheels, a company based in Aurora. Their wheels made from carbon fiber could run you around $750, but can make all the difference in your cycling experience. Roberts explains the business.
Once you put in your order, we send it to Taiwan, and essentially they're the ones that manufacture it, bring it to us, and then we send it to you.
Consumers at the event had some type of interest with the cyclist culture, including Tony De Silva, who attended with his son.
My son's pretty big into sports, so he's big into the cycling. We're racing at the London Velodrome, so we decided to come up and take a look, and it's been a successful day.
While many bike-related businesses in the GTA were working at the show, elsewhere, downtown Urbane Cyclists is getting products ready for the spring season. The worker co-op started in 1997 and differs from other shops because the store is solely run by its workers. Jeremy Axon spoke about some of the more popular products being sold this time of year.
It's definitely picking up now that spring's on the horizon. We have a pretty solid customer base of dedicated commuters, so we do still get a good volume of traffic through here with simple things like flat fixes and fixing people's brakes, especially when it's been really cold. There have been a lot more necessary service appointments for that sort of thing.
With spring only a month away, cyclists around the GTA are getting ready for the bike season early. The Toronto International Bike Festival will be running all weekend long here at the Exhibition Centre. For Humber News, I'm Ryan Poirier.
As students know, getting an education is expensive. More than 50% of students take out government loans to pay for tuition, which can range from hundreds to thousands of dollars. Humber students have several alternative financial aid options available. Shaniza Saban explains.
If there's one thing these students have in common, it's financial need. Thousands of students apply to the large variety of scholarships, grants, and bursaries in order to pay for their tuition. But according to HSF President Tim Brillahante, the options aren't as limited as people may think.
We've given out over $260,000, which is a big help for students, and that's something that we're finding more and more of, that students really need a little bit more financial assistance.
However, services provided by HSF are separate from what is offered at Humber. Financial aid at the school is divided into two departments, international and domestic students. The International Center provides financial support to those who don't qualify as a domestic student. Scholarships can range from $1,000 to a full tuition coverage. Factors that must be taken into consideration include a statement of interest, grades, class participation, and their involvement in co-curricular activities. International Center Manager Kim Smith says students must maintain a 75% average in order to receive a bursary and to have a plan.
Generally, the bursary is in place for someone who requires the support to help them finish their final term.
Meanwhile, the other financial aid office caters to domestic students. The main difference is international students are paying more than domestic because the domestic tuition does not cover the cost of services. Financial aid manager Holsi Saeed says the college is also receiving assistance from the government.
The Ministry of Education and Training is providing grants to the colleges to assist in offsetting some of those costs. So a student who's paying tuition fee, that tuition is not covering everything.
There are many alternatives for students. Take the time to explore your options at Humber. Shaniza Suban, Humber News.
If you're passionate about global development issues, the place to be was the I-Defined event. From the environment to fair trade, the Humber Public Interest Research Group brought it all to Humber's Lakeshore campus. Speakers from multiple organizations came out to talk with students. Shai Williamson was there.
So for me, development is about remaining positive, it's about sustainability, it's about change, but fundamentally what underlies all of it is stronger relationships.
Development was the key word at a panel discussion hosted at Humber Lakeshore's campus on Tuesday. The speakers were representatives from various organizations such as the UN's World Food Program, Amnesty International, and other groups who promote positive change around the world. The panel was just one part of the I-Defined event that looked to enlighten students on the type of global developments and educate its attendants.
It's all about breaking down the stereotype of development, and through various organizations and booths we're trying to kind of describe what development is and trying to define that, hence the name I-Defined, I guess.
Before the discussion, booths were set up to highlight world issues including human rights, fair trade, and gender equality. Other foundations had booths to raise awareness. Right to Play, which raises money to aid families and communities in overcoming obstacles, was one of these foundations and promoting an upcoming charity event at Humber North.
It's a 12-hour activity challenge. It's happening March 28th, 29th, and you can register individually or as a team, and all the funds raised will go to Right to Play programming.
Student involvement was another part of the message. Michael Craig, Amnesty International's China coordinator, was looking for signatures to free a man who Craig says was unjustly sentenced to 4 years in prison. Many other panelists offered ways to get involved and also pushed the importance of doing so.
It's really our responsibility to stir the pot and create lasting change, because I know it sounds cheesy, but if not me and if not you, then seriously, who?
I-Defined is an event hosted by a student-run organization by the name of Humber Public Interest Research Group to help spread awareness about development in third world countries. Shai Williamson, Humber News.
From dancers to singers to impersonators, Humber students prove that when they're not hitting the books, they have many other hobbies and passions. The school's annual talent competition, Humbers Got Talent, took place in February with a great turnout. Acts of all kinds were showcased and judged by celebrity guests. With more on the story, here's Albert Williams.
A little bit more for these people. They're,
MTV's Nicole Holness was on fire as she energized the audience for another season of Humbers Got Talent. Contestants brought their own rendition of popular songs, while others presented their original material. Second-year student Tasty T says he's grateful to perform for fellow students.
Like anywhere like I can showcase as a musician, I try to take advantage of that, Plus, there's a prize, there's some money with it, Yeah, and I performed last year, but I didn't get to win, so I'm like, I'll come back.
Radio DJ and judge Kwame offers advice for aspiring artists.
Well, what I would say is to study the craft. If you're going to do anything in life, you've got to have a respect and admiration for what it is you're doing.
More than 30 students entered the competition, displaying different styles of music, from guitar solos to high-energy rap performances. Some showed us moves we dream of being able to do one day. HSF President Tim Brilliante says he's impressed by the entries.
When I see some creative routines that can get the students engaged and interactive, that's the kind of stuff that I look for. I'm hoping the judges look for some of that stuff as well.
Though we didn't know what he was singing, we danced and celebrated with our fellow students. Holness was even moved to share with viewers her hidden talent.
Oh my God. Sorry. I think that's talent.
That's awesome. Instrumental, vocals, movement. Humber Talent Show was a success. I am Albert Williams reporting for Humber News.
We'll have more entertainment for you after the break.